Oh, something's in progress. Let's make some progress, shall we? Oh, whew. Man, slept like a rock last night. I don't know. Do rocks sleep? Get your band out because we need to do some shoulder flossing. So, nice V. I'm going to go, my shoulders are super tight, so I'm probably just going to go right to my ears and then go forward again. Right to my ears. And each time I'm going to go a little bit further. Oh, that's better. Ooh-wee. Getting there. Just a little bit further. It takes time to stretch these shoulders out. Nice, relaxing, docile stretch class today. Almost there. Nice. Success. I feel success. All right. I'm actually going to take this band. I will be holding it like this, but behind my back. And then I'm going to put my chest forward towards my legs. Slightly, I usually like to slightly bend my knees just because they are not happy when I hyperextend them. So I'm just letting gravity kind of pull my hands forward and stretch my shoulders and arms just a little bit differently. And I come back up. I'm going to put this on the floor. And I'm going to go right down for the toe touch. Nice and slow, let's see. And then just let the body hang. And if you can, go side to side in the shape of a rainbow. And then back to center and come up nice and slow. So I'm going to do that toe touch again, but this time I'm going to, when I get to the floor, I'm going to walk out into a plank. And if you want, you can just go to the floor and go to your hands and knees. I'm going to walk out nice and slow into a plank. And then I'm going to drop my knees down, put the tops of my feet to the floor, and I'm going to let my hips just hang. If you have really sensitive lower back, that kind of hyperextension is a little bit extreme for you. So I would recommend that you just go down to your forearms and then let your hip rest on the floor. This is called the Sphinx. I'll go right into child pose. Now, you can either continue on with child pose and Sphinx, or you can go into a plank position, do downward dog, pushing your head through those arms and trying to get those heels towards the floor. If you want, you can alternately tap those heels towards the floor. It's called walking the dog. And you'll come forward into a plank now. You're either coming from child pose to Sphinx, or you're coming from downward dog, going into cobra. And if you want, you can take the tops of your feet and lift your body up off the floor and get a little more of a stretch in that lower back. But that's if you have a healthy lower back. If you have an angry lower back, you're not going to want to go any further than this. Go right back into downward dog again. You might have to adjust your hands because you want to keep them below your shoulders at the starting point. And then let's walk that dog again. Oh my, blood's falling out of my shirt. And back to cobra. Drop those knees, chest nice and high. Or you're doing your child pose to Sphinx. Let me just fix this here. Get in there, you. All right. Then, if you're going from cobra or Sphinx, I want you to come up onto your hands and knees and bring your right knee up between your two hands. So now you got a 45-degree angle. Your right heel is underneath your left hip. We're going to extend that back leg nice and straight, the left leg, and then I want you to bring your chest up nice and high. If you can come down onto your forearms, or you can extend those arms all the way over your head. Lay down on that leg. So we're stretching the glute and the hip. Onto the hands and knees. Let's do cat-cow. So tilt those hip bones towards the ceiling. Now for lower back issues, the cat part of this stretch is really good for your lower back. Tucking those butt cheeks under, stretching. And then as we switch to cow, if you have lower back issues, you're not going to want to push those hip bones too far down towards the floor, but just bring that chest up instead. So be gentle. That direction is not that great for the lumbar if you have issues like a degenerated discs and so on. So go back to cat. That's the one that the lower back loves. And then do a gentle version of cow if you need. Otherwise, you're trying to turn your hip bones towards the floor. And then we're just going to go to a normal position. And I'm going to try and lessen the distance between my shoulder and my hip and turn and look. It's called wag the tail. So you push your hip out and your shoulder towards the hip. And then we're going to go to the other side. This one's super challenging for me today. After a long ride in a vehicle where the truck seat didn't like me, didn't support my lower back, it made it curve the wrong way. Just like in cow, that's what the truck seat did to my back. Which is why it's sore now. here stretching. Just wagging that tail, pushing the hip out, pushing the shoulder towards the hip. And switch sides. There we go. Back and forth. Now I'm going to bring my left knee between my two hands. Have that 45-degree angle again. Bringing the leg down. Nice straight leg. Bringing the chest up nice and high. I'm going to roll my legs forward. My hands. Good work. On my forearms and then down and down on the leg if you can. If you can't, then just use your arms. Rest on those. This one's really good for stenosis. If you have stenosis, that's where your vertebrae and in your lumbar spine, they build up. And then the hole gets smaller. You start to pinch off your vertebrae. What can I think? I think you need 2 more hours of sleep. That just pinches off all the nerves. A lot of the time, that's where the pain is. All right. Now, turn around. I'm going to be in the seated position with bent knees. And I'm going to put my hands forward and then slowly go down one vertebrae at a time. Click. And then if you can, reach your arms as far towards that wall above your head as you can. Stretch and keep that momentum of a long arm. And let's do snow angels. Your knuckles are like almost dragging on the floor. Get out of here. Just hovering over the floor. You can drag your knuckles on the floor if you want. And then, so this top position with my arms by my ears, that's an I. Then we're going to go out to a Y. And we're going to go to a W. Back to Y. I. Y. W. W. And keep that W and roll onto your side. There we go. So now I'm praying with my arms. Please, Bixby. And I'm going to straighten my bottom leg. Put my bottom hand on that knee to keep it from going. And then keep that same goalpost position and drop right to behind you. Take a deep breath and let gravity stretch that shoulder and your thoracic spine. Well, come forward, support the head with the bottom arm, the thumb towards the floor, and let's just do a shoulder sweep. So half a circle, keeping the thumb towards the floor. We're just gonna do the shape of a rainbow. Nothing wants to stay today. It's a rebel. Stretching that shoulder out a little bit. And now let's put our hand back on the knee. There you go. And go post again. And let's drop back behind us one more time. Now that we stretch that shoulder out a bit, you should have gained a little bit of range of motion. Deep breath in, let it go. Let's roll onto our back. All right, so I have my knees bent. And I'm going to just see how strong my pelvic floor is. I'm going to take my belly button. I'm going to push my lower back into the floor. So from the bottom of your ribs to your hips, push that into the floor. It's like a pelvic tilt. You can't help but to do a pelvic tilt when you're doing this, right? Push it in. Now lift your hips all the way up. Keeping that pelvic tilt. Take your right arm and reach to the floor above your left shoulder and stretch. And then back. Reach your left arm above your right shoulder, stretch. Lower those hips. Okay, if you want, you can use a band or towel for this next one, or you could just use your arms on your leg. So, first one is always knees bent. Put my band on my right foot. Bring that leg up. I always know those hamstrings are just so mean to me when I sit too long. They need to be stretched out. I'm going to lower that leg so I can straighten my left leg. And I'm going to bring that leg right back up. Wow. That's super tight. Let's see what happens when I push my toes towards my face and my heel towards the ceiling. Deep breath in, let it go. As far as I can go without complete discomfort. It's always a gentle, I believe in gentle stretching. I do not believe in wrenching out your muscles. But if you put lots of oxygen in there, it does help. Okay, anchor your left arm out so you can drop that right leg straight out to the side. Just straighten it. Inner hammy. Woo. So when you come up to the center, if you have to reset, do it. Make sure that leg is straight and it's at a 90-degree angle around the hip, straight out to the side if you can. It's the best way to stretch that inside hamstring, and then push your heel out. Push your heel away from you. Breath in. We're letting gravity stretch that muscle. Bring that leg back to center. Arms straight out at the sides. And let's drop that leg across your body towards the floor. Try and keep the leg straight. Push that heel out. Now you're stretching the outside of your leg. All along the IT band. You probably could be feeling it in your calf. All the way up to your hip. Now come back to center, and I'm going to bring my right knee right to my chest. Hug it in. And I'll do an ankle circle with it. Might as well bring the left knee up. Do ankle circles with both. Change direction. Crickety crack, crackety crick. So I'm going to stay in this position, but I want to open up my lumbar spine just a little extra. So I'm going to put my hands on the back of my legs and bring the bottoms of my feet towards the ceiling. And pull those knees down from the back of the leg. Or you can reach your hands up to the bottoms of your feet and pull the knees down and feet apart. So now you got all those nice 90-degree angles again. We're just going to open up that lower back, the lumbar. That's the part of our back that takes the brunt of pretty much everything. That's why we have strong butt cheeks, and that's why we have a strong tummy, is to protect our back. And also because it looks damn good. All right. I am going to switch sides. Now I'm going to be lying on my left side in the praying position. Get in here. I don't know why this isn't staying. Back to my teenage days when I put Kleenex in there. All right. So bottom leg straightens out. Top knee on the floor. Bottom arm's going to hold that knee to the floor. I'm going to goal post. Drop behind me. Gravity is doing all the work. All you have to do is lay here and give your body lots of oxygen. Take that deep breath in and fill up your lungs. And just sink your body into the floor. Feel tension anywhere? Take another deep breath in and then imagine that tension leaving your body. Breathe out. I'm going to come forward and support my neck with the bottom arm for a moment. Put my thumb towards the floor and attempt to do the shape of a rainbow. I have to actually turn my wrist to keep that thumb towards the floor. We're just going to do a quick shoulder sweep. Some people are so tight here that they can only really go to the ear. Just like when we're doing the shoulder floss, it's pretty much the same idea. When you're holding that band, it makes you keep that thumb in. Just like now, you need to keep that thumb towards the floor to go behind you. Let's do two more. Perfect. Right. I'm going to go back to the goalpost. Position that top arm and hold that knee to the floor again. And let's drop that shoulder back again. See if we gain any motion, any range of motion, or loosen anything up. Deep breath in and just let go. That's so nice. to stretch like this is a gift. All right, let's roll onto our back. I have to grab my band here. So now I'm going to do my left side. So my knees are bent. Straighten that leg. Put the band on my left foot and bring that leg up nice and high, as close to my face as I can get, which isn't very far. I'm going to anchor. I already have my right arm anchored out at my side. That's funny. Ready for the next couple moves anyways. I'm going to straighten my right leg down and then bring that left leg all the way back up again. Focusing on pushing my heel towards the ceiling and your toes towards your face. You want a little bit of stretch on that back leg and the calf. Mine is super tight. So I'm taking deep breaths in and just letting go of the resistance of that muscle. And then I'm going to make sure my leg is straight up. My heel is pushing nice towards the ceiling so that I have a nice, strong, straight leg. My right arm is anchoring my body as I drop that left leg straight out to the side. That inside hamstring that causes a lot of trouble for the lower back, the hip, the glute, that sciatica, horrible feeling. Just relaxed. Nice. I can really feel that muscle letting go. Let's bring it back up to top. Get rid of my band for now. Straighten that leg out and let's put both arms out at the sides and drop that leg across your body towards the floor. And remember, the more you push that heel forward, the more stretch you're going to get on the whole outside of your leg all the way up to the hip. Deep breath in, relax. Holy moly. Let it go. Deep breath in, let it go. And back to center. Let's bend those knees again. And how about we do that pelvic tilt? So we're going to push the belly button into the floor. And push those hip bones towards your face. Arms at your sides. Let's lift those hips up into a glute bridge. And now you're doing that pelvic tilt. So now you should be feeling a nice pull in your hips. And your glutes, your butt cheeks are all tight, nice, tightened up and strong. I'm going to take my right arm, I'm going to reach all the way across my body at an angle above my left shoulder and touch the floor. And then back down, then my right arm all the way across my body, touch the floor. down, lower those hips down. I'm gonna straighten my right leg and bring my left knee to my chest. Stretch. I'm gonna bring my right knee to my chest and rock side to side. Now you can stay in this position, or you can move your hands to the back of your legs and bring those feet up. So now you got that nice 90-degree angle, and the bottoms of your feet are facing the ceiling. So you could either pull your knees down on either side of your chest, or you could put your feet on the hands on the bottoms of your feet, pull those knees down, and pull your feet apart. What we're doing is we're opening up that lumbar spot. It could give you relief if you have any pinched nerves. Imagine letting alignment of the spine, loosening up. Deep breath in, and let it go. All right, let's roll up. Do some more hip stretching. Get in there. It's my own fault for not wearing my sports bra. It's a little flimsy. All right, so we're going to do a pinwheel seated position. So, nice pinwheel. 45-degree angles behind those knees. If you can, just put your hands to your chest. You can do a circle with that body. Torso circles, or if you need to, you can put your hands on the floor. You don't have to do it. All right. Change direction. Keep an eye on that clock. All right. I'm going to push that back knee into the floor and turn my body as far away as I can. Oh, that's intense. That hip is like, that's a traveling hip. That's, when I say traveling hip, I mean sit in an uncomfortable car seat. You'd think with today's day that they would make seats a lot nicer. Or maybe I'm just driving in very old vehicles. All right, let's do 90-90 hip stretch. We're just transitioning right into that. So 90-degree angles everywhere. And I'm going to take my chest and put it right on my shin, or as best as I can, as close to my foot as I can. Oof, I can feel that right to my ankle. From my butt cheek to my ankle. Yikes. Take my torso and lean it, sit up and lean it towards that outside knee. You can grab your knee and pull it in if you like. But try to keep your spine from bowing or curving when you do it. Nice strong shoulder going towards the knee. This is my left knee, so my left shoulder is leaning towards that knee. Alright, let's lean for that back foot. Oh, today is Livy's birthday. Happy birthday, Livy. Lean towards that back foot. We're going to really mess with ourselves. We're going to push that knee into the floor and do that same twist we did with the pinwheel. Push that knee into the floor and twist your body away. We're messing with those flexors and tendons. Stretch you in both directions. All right, come back and face that back foot again. Reach, lean that torso towards that back foot. Okay, face forward. Push that knee into the floor and lift the back foot up. And if you can, push your shoulder towards that back foot again. Put the foot down. Now we're going to lift the whole leg parallel to the floor. Lift it up, and if you can keep that shoulder up, push it back. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really trying to stay true to really straight lines, 90-degree angles when we do this stretch. You might get a cramp down that leg. It's normal. Rub it out. Let's switch to the other side. We're doing a pinwheel. Oh, I can tell already this is going to be fun. Almost can't even sit straight. And I'm going to do circles with my torso. Oh, so now I know where the problem is. The bad part of my back. This is it right now, right here. This was the bad hip, see? It's the one that's mad at me, see? Right. Change direction. Just when you thought you had it together, right? Alright, push that back knee into the floor and walk with your hands as far away from that knee. Face it the opposite way. And can you get a little further? Stretch. Push that knee in though. Alright, we're going to come back to center and change our positions of our feet. So now we got 90-degree angles. And get that chest down on that shin as close to the foot as you can go. You should feel this in your left butt cheek. All the way up the back of that leg. Some people feel it in their lower back too, even up the side of their body, on their ribs. And then sit up and lean towards that outside knee. This is where it's sometimes too when we have something as tight as my side is here. Obviously this is from sitting in that vehicle when I was traveling, and sometimes your body's going to try and compensate, and then you'll notice that your 90-degree angles have changed. So switch them back. All right, let's lean for that back foot. It's okay, hip. I'm here to help. Push that back knee in, and let's do that body twist, walking with our hands again. Keep that knee pushed in though. Push it into the floor. Imagine your hip muscle just lengthening and flattening out. Nice, long, relaxed muscle. We're not letting it win, right? Let's go back, face for that, reach for that back foot again. Push. So my right foot's in the back, so I'm pushing my right shoulder back. And I'll face forward, put my knee into the floor and lift that back foot right up off the floor and try and push my shoulder towards that back foot again. Put the foot down. Let's lift that whole leg up parallel to the floor, and again, try and imagine that back shoulder pushing towards that back foot. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, that. Let's see. Look at my watch here. We got a couple minutes. Let's just stretch the hip in a different direction. So, seated position, the bottoms of your feet are touching. I'm going to push my elbows, grab my ankles and push my elbows on those knees and just try and open those hips up. If you want, you can grab your toes, straighten up that spine nice and tall, push the top of your head towards the ceiling, and then hinge your hips forward. Nice tall spine. Open those hips up. You can put your hands on the floor and roll as far forward as you can. Stretch that right leg out, stretch the left leg out. You got the letter V with your legs. And I'm going to slightly lift my knees up off the floor, put my hands on the floor in front of me, and roll as far forward as I can go. And then lower those knees down. Reach over and grab your left toes. And then reach over and grab your right toes. Gently. That's all the time we have. Right, let me just